This time I'll call the Budget Committee meeting to order and ask Angela to please call roll.
Kaler. Here. Hannum. Lewis.
Here.
Mitchell.
Here.
Moon.
Here.
We have a quorum.
I'll also ask you, Angela will please make the emergency announcement, please.
Let's see, should be a copy of it up there on the.
I'm usually.
Is
Is it up here? Usually it's recorded.
It's in a slip.
Before we get started, let me read the emergency evacuation procedures. In the event of an emergency evacuation, an alarm will sound. Everyone should exit the building by way of the nearest stairwell in a safe and effective manner. If the nearest stairwell is blocked by smoke, use the other stairwell. Do not use the elevator. Once you have reached the main floor, follow the exit signs to exit the building and quickly proceed away from the building. Please be mindful of others evacuating and of emergency vehicles.
I'll now ask if there's any public input on items on the agenda. Seeing none. Item D, we have the minutes in front of you. These minutes need approval, and they are from the March 7th, 2016. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any discussion or any question on the minutes? I'll ask for a voice vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Declare the motion passed. Item E1, amendments. E1A, general purpose schools, $55,000 initial funding request for architect design for roof placements.
Mr. Chairman, I move it forward to the agenda committee.
Have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Do I have any discussion or any questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler. Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item E1B, general purpose schools, $380,000 for replacement of stadium lights and poles at Heritage and William Blount High Schools. Do I have a motion to send it on? Do I have a motion to send this on?
Mr. Chairman, I move we send it forward to the agenda committee.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. If there's any questions or discussion? Troy, would you come up, please? Commissioner.
Hey, Troy. We're just talking a minute about, I know this is a request out of fund balance as opposed to capital projects, and why this is a fund balance item instead of a capital projects item.
Well, we don't have any existing funding, capital funding to do this project any other way. So we've got to ask to use fund balance. It's the only other way we can do it.
Is there there is a capital funds or capital project fund account, or is there?
There's a Fund 177, if that's what you're referring to, which is the Education Capital Fund, which was funded with 4 cents on the tax rate this year. And those monies are either expended or obligated. We've spent all that this year. There's not this much money in that account right now.
Okay. But going, and I know these kind of came up in a hurry, but I'm assuming that next year that these type of projects will be, at least the ones that just don't pop on us, will come through. I'd much rather see this money come out of a capital account as opposed to a fund balance account. And on those items we can plan for, I'm assuming that's where those would go going forward.
Absolutely, yes. We couldn't plan for the pole to blow over.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
All right.
question, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
After these two expenditures, what would be the remaining in the fund balance account?
In the fund balance, I'm estimating total, this would be in Fund 141, that we would end the year somewhere around 6.8 million, with, that's unreserved, undesignated, I believe.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
can Mr. Farmer, Mr. Logan speak to the need for replacing these poles? I understand there's a safety issue. Am I understanding correctly, or am I
Absolutely,
misinformed?
absolutely, yes, sir. We had one fail, and in investigating, we have 8 that have to be replaced at William Blount and 6 at Heritage. And it is a safety issue, absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Are these the original poles that were
Yes, sir.
installed? Were these wooden poles?
No, sir, they're steel, but there was no tops on them, Mr. Mayor, and they have oxidized from the inside out.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other discussion on that? Thank you very much. I'll now ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler? Yes. Hannum?
Yes.
Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item E1C, Highway, $103,650 for state reimbursement on the right-of-way purchases at Depot Circle. I'll ask for a motion to send this on to the commission.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or questions that you have for the Highway Department on this?
Yeah, one,
Commissioner?
If you could, just bring me up to speed on that project, being that I'm new to the Budget Committee. I'm very vaguely familiar of the right-of-way issue, but just hit the high points if you don't care.
Okay, the state had some safety money that they're gonna be putting forward to improve the intersection at Depot and State Route 33. The project will involve doing some improvements to the intersection on the old Knoxville Pike side to help traffic get across and make that turn. It will do away with the slant that goes in front of those businesses. And it will upgrade the lights, add a turn lane on the ball field side, and tile that into Maryville's lights that's on upstream on Broadway so that they can all be synchronized.
Is there any other questions? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Kaler? Yes. Hannum?
Yes.
Lewis? Yes. Mitchell?
Yes.
Moon?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you all. Discussion, possible action, a fleet lease agreement. We'll have a motion to send this on to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we send this forward. There should be a resolution. It's already been drafted. Is that correct, Angelique? We do have a resolution? Okay. It'd be better to send it on resolution form to the agenda committee. I move we send it forward.
With that understanding that it be in a resolution form. Do you want to add that to this motion?
It's not necessary because I believe the increases, you generate a resolution on each one of them.
Okay. Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion or questions?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
if I understand correctly, this is only giving each department head or office holder, not department head, office holder, is that correct, Mr. Vineyard? The opportunity to use this lease agreement. They would put it in their own individual budget.
Yes, the purchasing agent has sought out this means by which a department or an office holder, if funding is available, to be able to use these negotiated terms for a vehicle. It's not purchasing, it is leasing a vehicle, but it's all subject to county commission and this body's approval of a budget to do so.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any other questions?
Well, Randy, this is regardless, there's no minimum number of vehicles or minimum,
There are no minimums.
okay, thank you.
Okay.
I did the motion, but and I apologize.
Yes,
I'm out of order.
we had a motion. Do we have a second on that? Did we have a second on that yet? Okay, Sharon, okay. Is there any other questions? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler. Yes. Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution for fiber internet contract with Charter. Do I have a motion to send this on to the full commission?
Since I'm a sponsor, I'll make a motion, we move it forward.
Have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions? Commissioner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I was asking someone from IT earlier, the scheduled date, if in fact we execute or adopt this resolution, when would we actually be able to use the fiber?
This is Andy, he's from Spectrum. I'm going to let him, if that's okay.
Yes. So we've got approximately $22,000 in fiber construction that Charter will absorb that cost with the negotiated terms of the contract. And we're looking at approximately 90 days from the time the contract would be executed till the time the fiber internet circuit would be available for use.
Okay, thank you. And you are absorbing $22,000 in cost? Is that right?
Yes,
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
and that covers construction to both sites.
Okay. Commissioner?
Either one of you, if you could just talk about what this will do, the advantages to the county for having entered that contract and getting
There
that.
are a couple big advantages. Right now, you have one provider for your internet, for your fiber internet service, and this gives you a business continuity solution that if that fails, you have another internet circuit that will allow you to not see any downtime or lost man hours because of the loss of internet access. It also is a big advantage because of the county-owned fiber ring. These two circuits will give you a primary as well as a failover circuit, and you'll be able to connect it to the rest of your buildings through your own IT department.
Any more questions? Any discussion? I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler. Yes. Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis. Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3, laptop lease agreement for the Sheriff's Department. I'll ask for a motion to send this on to the full commission.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Have a motion. Do I have a second? Second. Have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Randy, you want to?
Let me just make the committee aware, this is part of the budget, the capital budget request that was approved by commission previously. And this would be the first installment of our acquiring any of the assets that we need to make the IT project complete. And we're expediting this one, and it's coming to the commission for 2 reasons. One, it involves more than 1 year, so that's a requirement. And secondly, it is necessary that we make this one of our first investments because of the implementation of Spillman.
Does that bring up any questions or discussion? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler. Yes. Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis. Yes. Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item B, the penny evaluation memo. Do I have a motion to send that on to the commission?
I move, Mr. Chairman, send it forward. It'll be for information.
It's-
only.
Yes, it's just information.
But I move we send it
Well,
forward for
yeah.
information only.
Yeah, I'd like to let them know. Do I have a second? Second. Any discussion or any questions on that memo? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Kaler. Yes. Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Resolution for the litter grant for the Blount County Sheriff's Office. I'll ask for a motion to send this on to the commission.
Mr. Chairman, before you do that, I have one other matter on the fiscal 16-17 budget, just
Okay.
for the body. Right now, you've had 2 workshops where you've heard all the funding requests of all the departments and office holders. We need to have a discussion on revenues for the entire county. I would propose to you that we set a workshop for April 25th, which would be 2 weeks from today, to have that conversation, and then that way you would have an opportunity to look at everything in total. And I would suggest, if we're going to run a public notice for that meeting, that we also run a public notice for a meeting for May 2 if needed. And if that's agreeable with everyone, I'll proceed accordingly. And that certainly fits within the calendar that we've adopted.
What time of day would the May 2 meeting be if you deemed it necessary?
It'll be the typical time we'd meet here
Monday,
at 5:30, unless somebody wants a different time.
5:30 is not too late, is it? Okay, thank you.
5:30 also on the 25th.
Yes, I would propose we plan on meeting on the 25th, then tentatively go ahead and sunshine a second meeting if we need it. They would both be workshops. Yes.
Is everybody okay with that?
Okay, I'll
Okay.
proceed accordingly.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, is there a request for the public defender?
Sorry, I missed that one. That was asked to be removed from the agenda, and so that's not an issue that we'll be addressing tonight. Going back to the resolution for the litter grant, do I have a motion to send that on to the commission? Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion or questions on that? Seeing none, I'll ask for a roll call vote, please.
Kaler. Yes. Hannum.
Yes.
Lewis.
Yes.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Moon.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item G, finance reports. This is for information only. This is for the Blount County Sheriff's Office. It's Governor's Highway Safety Office and 5th Judicial Drug Task Force grant applications. These are recurring and no match. So that's for information only.
Mr. Chairman, would you like a motion to send those forward as information?
I would.
I so move.
Have a motion to send these forward as information only. Do I have a second? Second. Have a second. I'll ask for a voice vote on that. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Item G, input on items not on the agenda. Anyone have any input on items not on the agenda? Yes. You sure? Okay. Saying none,
Move we adjourn.
move that we adjourn? So moved.